Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. And today we're back with another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. And this will be a complete tutorial for the Bay 146 Professional by Just Flight. We have this beautiful aircraft right in front of us. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and go over the aircraft and how you can quickly start this up. There are checklists available. There's a checklist in-game. There's also a checklist on flightsim.to that you can simply follow completely through. And the idea of this video is not going through a available checklist. I just want to show you how you can do it yourself in a easy way. So this is not going to be complete in the sense that we're going to complete every single test. I just want to show how you can reliably turn this on every single time and fly this. I'm going to be showing you how to program the FMS, and there's also going to be a video out on an ILS approach. So here we have the Bay 146, absolutely beautiful. I'm very happy with the textures, very happy. This is one of the available liveries. Here you can see the stairs. We're a little bit tall, but that's fine. Here we have the cabin. And we can check the cockpit. And if this video helps you out, please leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and it also lets me know you guys enjoy the content. So right here we have the tablet. You can open and close the cargo doors, forward, cargo, aft, which is basically these two. You can close them. And there's a reason I'm showing this. We're gonna get rid of the chocks, and here we have the ground power so we can turn on the aircraft. So make sure your parking brake is set. So this handle right here, it should be pulled. So in, not set. If you pull this, the parking brake is set. Okay, so ground power coming in, and it's going to show here the actual unit will start up. And when it does finish starting, you should get a light in here. External power available. So battery 1 and 2 coming on. External AC power available. Yeah, that's what we want. Beautiful. So AC bus tie, AC, DC, standby inverter and generator. Both are armed. Very important. Okay, so first things first. Right here, as you can see, forward pax door is open. And this stairs is also out. So how do you retract the stairs? If you click here, it's not going to work. It's not doing anything. Why is it not doing anything? That's because it needs hydraulic power for the stairs. And if you look up here on the hydraulic area, so this right here, without getting into too much detail, you have the yellow system and the green system. You want to turn on the AC pump, and as you can see, we should build some pressure here. Yes, we have some pressure. That's the yellow, and that's the system you're going to use for the stairs. So if you have this on, the stairs will work. If you have this off, it's not going to work. So one last time, looking down, stairs. It's not doing anything, so we have the... So outside, we have the stairs down. If we look up, AC, I'm going to leave this on auto. It should work on auto, so we are building pressure. We look down and we are retracting the stairs. So yeah, if you have any issues with the stairs, it's the hydraulics. You just have to turn on the AC pump. Not the DC, the AC. We can close the forward pax door. It is very, very well animated. Okay, so first things out of the way. What else do we have here? We have the yaw master, which should be coming on. AP master, avionics A and B. Brake fans, not yet. Auto skid should be on. It's on. Lift spoilers, yellow and green. I'm gonna go through this since it's right in front of me. Right here. Nav lights, high intensity. And I'm gonna turn on the beacon. We're gonna be turning on the engines very, very shortly. No smoking on auto. We're not gonna turn on the wing lights or logo lights. Right here is your AC. And here's the APU air and the engine air, so you can feed air to the AC. So, ice protection, we're gonna turn all of these on. This one needs a double click. Here we have the ice detection, should be coming on. Fasten seatbelts on. Emergency deck, emergency lights armed. So, let's take a closer look. All the way down, it's off. Middle, it's armed. And up here we have another one as well. So it's this one, cabin emergency. All the way down, off. Armed. Okay, so we did the lights. We have the pumps here, so we're gonna do left inner pump. And with the left inner pump, we're gonna turn on the APU. The APU should be in the back of the plane near the tail, and we can take a look right here. I'm not too sure if we have an exhaust on both sides, but this one, yes, we do have an exhaust here. You can kind of see the exhaust fumes. You can hear the APU starting. I don't think we have an exhaust on this side. Yeah, just on the right side. We can even see some smoke here in the airframe. Back to the inside. As you can see, the APU is on. We have APU power available. So, APU power available. And APU gen coming on. Perfectly fine. It's completely okay that this is shown as APU gen offline. We're not using this yet because we're using the external power. So, with the APU on, we want to give the passengers in the back some AC. How do we do that? APU air, pack 1, pack 2. That's the AC. I'm gonna bump up the sound. You can even hear the AC coming on. I'm gonna turn this off just so you can notice the difference. On again. You can hear the sound in the AC. Okay, with this out of the way, right on the first officer's side, we have the oxygen supply coming on. And just a really nice detail. You see this? Very, very nice. We have this on both sides. Super nice. A lot of attention to detail. So on this side, yeah, super nice. If we wanted to, we could get rid of the ground power, but not yet. So right here, we have an option for sim brief, and I highly advise you to basically reset your view. Look on your tablet, and for PC, it is Control Alt, and then whatever number you want. I'm gonna do 1, Control Alt 1. So center view, Alt 1. It's gonna go back to the view I saved. That's super, super useful, especially mid-flight. So here we have our airport, the one we're at. Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey, and we're going to Kilo India Alpha Hotel. Here we have the route. It is a very, very short route, and we're going to be inputting this on the FMC manually. There's also an option for you to load this automatically into the FMC, which I will be showing you how you can do that. Cruise altitude will be 29,000, so flight level 290, which is completely fine. Block fuel 4.5 tons, 4.6. We do have more fuel than this. It's completely fine. It's completely fine. So what we can do now is program the FMC. So we go right here, and what I highly advise you to do is find a view you like this one. Let's say you like this one, and you're gonna go Control Alt 2 this way. If you move back and you do Control 2, there you have it. It's the FMC. Okay, so what can we do here? As you can see, this is the main screen when you start this. Bay 146, all the variants, position initialize. We are at Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey, Foxtrot Whiskey, Pilot. There we go. No? Airport, it's not gonna work. It should work on Pilot. Yeah, there we go. So this is where we're at. But we do have our position already, so it's completely fine. I'm gonna show you how you can do this automatically. So you're gonna go Index. Index. You have this right here. You're gonna go Next Page. And right on Mod Settings. Here is your SimBrief Pilot ID. You're gonna figure out what your ID is. It's on SimBrief. When you're filing your flight plan, you should have a SimBrief field with your numbers. And that's what you're gonna copy. You're gonna paste here. You're gonna basically write down your SimBrief Pilot ID, and you're gonna have this here. And you can go on Route menu, and you can do Flight Plan Recall. This one, Flight Plan Recall, it's gonna pull the flight plan from SimBrief into the FMC. We can also check for the weather. So, weather, request. So, Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey, and we're going to Kilo India, hold on, Alpha Hotel. So, Kilo India Alpha Hotel. See? Having the custom viewpoints really helps. We're gonna send and received view. This is where we're at. So this is the weather. And gusts 23 knots. Oof. Scattered 250, 29, 19. 29 is a very important number. We're gonna be using this on the TMS. And yeah, so far so good. So 29er, 9er, 29er, 9er H, so 29er, 9er, 9er. And 29. The 29 we're gonna be using here in the TMS. So 29. There we go. After we turn on the engines, we're gonna check this out. So we have the weather. We're gonna go back and flight plan. So Kilo Delta Foxtrot Whiskey, going to Kilo India Alpha Hotel. And if you look back on the flight plan, you can write this down if you want. So this is the route. What I like to do first is, where are we departing from? So we have on SimBrief, we have the runways there. And is this a SID? Is this a star? You're gonna check. So darts 8, I know it's a SID, but let's imagine we don't. We're gonna go here, departure arrival. We're gonna be departing out of runway 18 left. You can choose this on SimBrief. When you're filing your flight plan, you can choose this. You can let SimBrief choose this for you. So 18 left. Departures. Darts 8. And we have darts 8 right here. Darts 8. Transition turn. Don't we have turn there? We do. So darts 8 to turn. And very, very simple. Darts 8 turn. If you don't have one of the points in here, like this is a very short flight plan. If you have something else after this, you can just write this down and bam. Okay, so arrival, we're gonna be arriving at runway 9. ILS 09. Through Gusher 3. Don't we have Gusher 3 in the routes? Yes, we do. So as you can see, Gusher 3. Gusher 3. Transition, no transition. Execute. And we basically have our flight plan. It's a very short flight plan. But let's imagine, if you go back here, we have our flight plan. So Gusher 3 to Gusher to Medic, which is the route for the ILS 9, runway 9. Let's imagine it's a longer flight plan. What this looks like is SID. This is the transition. After this, you would have like U123, which would be via, and then a name like Gusher, which would be the CHU, and then DCT could be direct. If it's direct, you're not gonna have a via. Okay, with the flight plan out of the way, we can check the lags. So we're gonna be taking off out of runway 18 left. Here are the restrictions. Next. We have a discontinuity here and clear, and we can clear this. Execute. Execute often. Okay. Here we have 9,000 A, 12,000 B. So at this specific waypoint, we have to be above 9,000. This is what the A means. 9,000 above, 12,000 below. So if we are at 12,000, it's okay. If we are at 11, 10,000, it's okay. We just have to be above 9 and below 12. Here at Gusher, we have to be at 6. Above 4, above 4, above 3 at 2,000. And this is the runway 9. It's very simple. If we go back index, here we have the frequency. Here we have the frequencies for the airport we are at. So ILS, next. This is super helpful. We have the clearance, Unicom, approach multiple, audio approach frequencies. Let's go to our destination. We're gonna be using ILS 9. Yes, ILS 9. So let's look for ILS 9. So it's 110,900. So let's get a little bit ahead of ourselves, and we have it right here. So let's fix the other one so both matches. So there we go, 110,900. And if this is turned off for you, you click in the middle, turn on. Very, very straightforward. So yeah, this is the ILS. For the course, you're gonna need to check the an approach, the airport chart actually, the ILS chart. I mean, the ILS approach chart. And for the ILS 9 on this runway, it would be course 087. So we have it 087 here and 087 there. Our cruise altitude will be 29,000. You can also click and hold which is a little bit faster. Okay, it's not arming, yaw damper. We can bring this up, yaw damper, and this is the autopilot, if you're wondering. Huh. Okay, so these are all on. I think I have to turn on the aircraft for this first, which is completely fine. But yeah, you're gonna select the altitude and then you're gonna arm. Super straightforward. So we have a flight plan and we have this. Most of the cockpit is prepared for startup. So how do you start this up? We're gonna check that the fuel is cut off. It is. The throttle is all the way back. So this is what it looks like when it's forward, and this is what it looks like when the fuel is cut off. We can also take a moment and adjust the, let's see if we can get a better view for this. There's like a green sticker here, which is the takeoff pitch, the trim. And we want to have the trim right here in the green zone. I have a key to trim the pitch, and I highly advise you to have one as well. And that's what I'm holding. There we go. One thing out of the way, we can start the engines. So what I do is, fuel pumps are all on. APU is on. APU gen is armed. External power coming off. I'm gonna get rid of the external power, ground power. There we go. We can go back OFP. And final check, center tank auto. AC pump is on auto. Okay. All the pumps are on. This is all up. APU gen is up. Armed. Beacon is on. Nav high intensity. Cabin emergency is armed. Pack 1 and 2 coming off. APU air coming off. We're going to be using the air to start the engines. So what I do is I start with engine number 1. It's a lot easier. So when I'm flying this, I fly from this area. I don't really walk around. So I fly like this and I look at this. So starting with number 1 means I don't have to move around, so I can introduce fuel. So that's why I do this. Start master coming on. Start power on. We do have this lit up. Engine number 1 is selected. For some reason we have to start the engine anti-ice or the engine startup. So it is on. Engine selector on 1. We're gonna come here and engine start. If you look here, we got some pressure. And if you look down, this is engine number 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's coming up. When we reach 20, I'm gonna introduce fuel. And this is the reason I do 1 first. I can just get my mouse here and select. If I did any of the other engines, I would have to move around. Yes, it's coming up. Okay, so we do have 1 good engine start. And as you can see, oil pressure is out. And we can go and do engine number 2. So selector on 2 and engine start. As you can see, pressure. It's coming up. When we reach 20, we're going to introduce fuel. Again, this is why I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just get the mouse here. We don't really have to move like this. If I did the 4th one first, I'd have to move around. And I just think it's easier this way. So yeah, we're way past 20. Okay, so now all 4 engines are up and running. We have 4 good engine starts, and we can look here. We have hydraulic, electric, ice protection, rudder valve, parking brake on. The parking brake on and the flight recorder off. This one will go out as soon as we release the parking brake. I'm just going to show you real quick. There you go. So parking brake on, flight recorder off. Very, very straightforward. Engines on, off. Engine start master off. Generator on engine number 4 and engine number 1. Engine anti-ice off. We're not gonna use it. Pumps, they are gonna be staying on, and right here on the hydraulics we're gonna go engine pump, PTU, and AC pump auto, DC pump on, engine number 2 pump on. So all of these should be on. So engine on, engine 2 pump on, engine 3 pump on, PTU on, AC pump auto, and DC pump on. Up here just checking, spoilers yellow and green are on, anti-skid is on, and brake fans auto. So auto, and yaw damper master 1 and 2 are on, AP master on, and avionics A and B are on. For the lights, it is armed, no smoking is on auto, as you can see, off, auto, on. We want auto. Since we have already started the engines, we're gonna go pack 1 and 2 and APU air on. This way we can give some AC to the passengers. Ram air is shut. Engine air is off. We're gonna be using the engines for takeoff, not for AC just yet. Continuous ignition. So apparently this is used when the runway is wet or something like that. So since it's very sunny, it's very dry, we're not gonna be using this if we're not flying over water or anything like that. Start master is off, APU is on and providing power. Altitude selector, we're gonna go all the way to, I believe it's 8,000. And as we take off, it should pressurize the aircraft. Oh, nice. That's a beautiful plane. Taxi lights coming on. Fasten seatbelts is on. And it is looking good. Now we can come back and we can arm the altitude. Oh yeah, I know why. Flight director. Professional pilot. So yeah, flight director on both sides and altitude arm. There we go. The autopilot. I'm gonna have a second video just on the autopilot and ILS approach. But here we have the autopilot indicator. Right here, we cannot click this. If you want to turn this on manually, it's this button right here. It's good, we're checking. It is doing the annoying beep. Okay, so it's there. I have a hotkey for the autopilot, so it's on, it's off. LNAV, it's so you can follow the FMC flight plan. Heading mode. IAS is so you can hold the speed as you're going up or down. So if you're descending or ascending, English is hard. Okay, so if you're going up or down, you're gonna hold your speed. So you control your throttle. If you're going down, you select your airspeed, you pull the throttle all the way back, and you're gonna pitch down so you can maintain that speed. If you're going up, you give it as much throttle as you want, and you're gonna pitch for that speed. Vertical speed, same thing. It's gonna keep the vertical speed that you select, and I'm gonna go over this on the next video. This will just be a takeoff now, and we should be good. So look at this beautiful aircraft. We're not gonna be using any tug or pushback here for a very specific reason. I want to show the turn-in radius of this aircraft. So parking brake coming off. Giving it some throttle, and let's turn on the TMS. Power on and take off. So if we look here, take off, and it's on. Look at this turning radius. So this line is where we were at. You really don't need any pushback in a lot of places. This is one of my favorite things here. Altitude arm. And if you're worried we can't clear the aircrafts on this, if we follow the taxi lines, it's a little bit tight, but we can definitely do this. We can just follow the Southeast 747 and the center line. If you're taxiing from the inside, it's around this area. So you want to keep this area in the center line. I'm gonna show you what I mean very shortly. So as you can see, this is the center line, this is where it's at. If we go outside, we are right in the center line. So yeah, that's where you want the center line to be if you're taxiing from inside the cockpit. Okay, yaw damper is on. We're getting ready to move, so TARA. Brake temperature coming on, which is 29, which is completely fine. And we have someone landing. We're gonna wait for him. There we go. We're gonna be holding short of the runway. Just before conducting our checklists, I just want to watch this landing. Let's take a good look. Can you nail this landing? Oh, okay, so you just changed liveries. Completely fine. And again. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Parking brake coming on. We are on TARA, and this right here. If you're flying online, the ATC will give you a code, so you can squawk here, and 7, let's do 5, 5, 0, 0, and then you have it here. If it's what anything it is, this is where you put your code. Clear, you know, very straightforward. Okay, just checking. Pitch is set. Landing lights are on. Strobe lights are coming on. Nav lights are on. Beacon is on. No smoking on outer. Okay, looking good. Hack 1 and 2 on APU air. Engine air is off. All 5 heaters are on. Engine anti-ice is off. Ice detection is on. Engine starter is off. Okay, all on. All generators are on. All pumps are on. Hydraulics, everything is on. So far, this is looking pretty good. And a really nice feature of this aircraft is you have a button right here that lets you select, not select, this lets you make sure you have it ready for takeoff. So we have the parking brake on. If we click here, it's gonna sound an alarm. And there's a warning there. This means we're not ready for takeoff, but parking brake off. We are ready for takeoff. So that's really, really nice. So we're gonna line up with the runway.
TMS sets takeoff.
Yeah, a little bit early there. A little bit early. There's like a tiny slope, so I kind of gave it a little bit more throttle, just so we could get moving. There we go. And we're gonna be lining up with the runway. There we go. Altitude is armed.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
This is the button I pressed. Letting the cabin crew know we're about to take off. TMS is set for takeoff, so TO, takeoff.
Cabin is secure.
Flaps 18. This is why you always double check. So we have flaps 18. And then here we have the speeds for us. And with flaps 18, if we click here, it should give us the numbers there. So these are the numbers for us. Okay, let's get the view there. All 4 engines are stable.
Power set, N1 achieved. Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots cross-checked. V1. Rotate.
We want to
V2.
pitch for 10-ish degrees.
Positive rate of climb, gear up.
Gear coming up. It's a little windy. There we go. And flaps coming up. So what I like to do is trim the pitch. It's very windy. Whoa. Okay, LNAV coming on. And right now I'm holding the trim button, so we can trim for around 10 degrees. There we go. There we go, letting this go. Keeping the speed below 250. And right on the TMS, right here, what we want to do is we want to go for MCT. There we go. Let's level the plane. And I'm gonna be turning on the AP, the autopilot, in the next episode so I can go over it. And look at this beauty. If you enjoyed, please let me know. And if I helped you, again, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And it also lets me know you guys enjoy the content. And wherever you are, I hope you stay safe, fly safe. Bye bye.